Are we really live? Are we really live? It seems to be. What about our test 1, 2 in the chat there? Oh, yeah, it finally connected. So I guess we are live. How about that? Well, what is it about podcasts that people like? And why are there so many of them now? I'm going to surmise that firstly, that they don't necessarily like them so much, but that since most of the entertainment infrastructure is shut down due to strikes, a lot of people have nothing to do, and therefore, in order to keep name recognition and popularity and consideration for future roles and projects in entertainment, people take to the internet and go live. And, you know, usually that's been for either crackpots or us retired folk with nothing better to do than to blabber at a screen and watch the VU meter, make sure it doesn't go into the red and all that. So that is my theory. So this is a show about nothing, essentially. And the great part about this show is that a lot of shows are out there about nothing. It's just all about personality management. But the truly scary part, or it's not scary, but the thing that's going to change the industry, television and streaming, is that when no content's being produced, people are either going to drop off streaming services or, you know, just turn off the TV, or the content providers are just going to provide unwritten things, unscripted, unproduced, so to speak, you know, just chat shows, basically, or I guess play music videos. And that doesn't bode well for the fall entertainment. You know, remember not that long ago, it probably was less than 10 years ago, you could still look forward to the quote-unquote fall season of television, what was going to be released, and what the new shows were, and which ones were going to make it, and which ones weren't. And, that, you know, that's all been swept away. And certainly for me, I haven't gone to movies in forever because, you know, they're very expensive and they're all CGI nonsense. And who wants to see that? You know, you've seen Star Wars once, you don't need to see it 200,000 times. And trust me, none of the effects are that much better. But there are, you know, good creative people out there making good horror films and sci-fi, and over the last, you know, period. But you know what? They're not making them now because there's a strike. So in prime watching season, there'll be nothing to watch. And that really doesn't bode well for Netflix because, you know, ongoing series won't be, the continuity will be lost, and even for something like Starz, consider Outlander, which is near its very end, but you know, if they have one more season left or another, somebody's got to write that, and the actors have to, for sake of continuity, come back not looking that much older. And I don't see that. I don't see that happening. We're just going to be out here listening to people with no opinion talk about things that they don't know or understand, and be entertained by it, maybe. So that's my first rant. It's not really a rant even, but anyway, I get most of my entertainment from YouTube, so there's a lot of do-it-yourself types of videos out there that are self-produced, and that brings me to kind of another thing, because I had stumbled on some interesting craft types of things, and I like crafts, and because it's similar to how things were in the olden days. You know, everything was handmade or hand improvised and with tools before electricity. You know, that was merely 100 years ago, and and since I'm 60 something, that was, you know, in my recent past. So so it's interesting, and there are a lot of people putting a lot of effort into doing things like sewing costumes from periods, various different periods in history, or, you know, just getting the craft of like Stone Age people, how to break a rock so it's sharp, you know, all that, you know, from Paleolithic all the way through medieval, right up through Renaissance and you know, pre-industrial, all those skills from, you know, spinning wool into yarn and then knitting yarn into, you know, whatever. So there's kind of a deep interest in all those types of skills and the things that used to be passed on from grandparents to grandchildren. It's like, come on, kids, we're going to put up the preserves. You know, it's that time of the year, and it's winter time, and it's like, well, it's time to mend all the socks, or, you know, knit some new socks, or nail bind a hat, or whatever it is. And stuff that used to be, you know, cottage industry stuff, you know, has long been supplanted by, you know, cheap pattern-made clothes from, you know, Southeast Asia. And other knickknacks that, you know, from China. And gadgetry, just gadgetry. How many different kinds of flashlights are there? I got 2 right here, and I don't know if any of them work, but no, they all need batteries of some sort. But where was I going with that? They don't teach that in school. You know, in school they still stick with the reading, writing, and arithmetic, and but no other actual skills. I imagine they still have quote unquote industrial arts or metal shop or woodworking, or at least auto shop. I would hope, but you know, you never know. And certainly short shrift has been given to other things like, you know, whether it's needlework or fabric, looms and stuff like that. All that stuff was important throughout history. It was part of trade. Nobody appreciates the amount of economic activity, of actual work that had to go into making this stuff, and then the economic activity and the people who would transport it and distribute it and learn how to dye, you know, clothes or whatever, how to finish wood and make it smooth. You know, how does anybody make sandpaper? I go to the hardware store. Did anybody have, what did they use for sandpaper back before there was sandpaper? No idea. But anyway, so there seems to be interest in the old ways. Maybe. And it would be kind of interesting if maybe in social studies or in home economics or something like that, they could connect the creation of things to the idea of industry, and then maybe connected to its modern counterparts now, because people who do have their cottage industries at home, well, where do they sell their wares? Well, they don't load up a cart and put it behind a donkey and travel for 3 months. They go to Etsy, or they go to eBay or whatever online type of thing, and they count on shipping to be able to do that. And the kids should really know what that infrastructure entails. The kids should know a lot more than they actually know about how stuff gets done. Even when they know how to say use the technology, better than us old boomers. I don't want to look at a small screen. It's just too low resolution for my eyes. I don't want to interpret, icons and glyphs and all that. It's just a lot of work that I'm not interested in learning for a little 3x5 device. I'd rather go to a real live computer with multiple screens and use that damn mouse, because everything else isn't really accurate. But anyway, I digress. Old man shouting at clouds again. But it would be interesting for more connections to be made, and how similar commerce is to its original forms, even though the means or the medium may have changed. People are still trying to create things of utility or some kind of value, aesthetic value, that other people may want to buy, and therefore provide sustenance to the maker of said things. Economics 101, or Capitalism 101, actually. The old invisible hand. Anyway, but I'm sure nobody agrees with that either. So, that was enough talking. I can feel the drool sliding down the side of my lips, so I'm going to stop talking for a while. What I've been trying to do is get the structure of a song by Gregory Kokary, and figure out what he does on Luna Girl and the way the chords change. Originally, I found his lesson on the opening riffs of that, and I transcribed what I could see. So I am going to, at some point here, try to make this whole song, or a large part of the song, the different parts of it anyway, properly transcribed. But lately I've been having trouble deciding if this here is a pickup beat, where I've got it as beat 1. This C5, I guess that's actually a C octave dyad. So this would be the and of 4 if it were really over here. And I'm wondering if that's what it is. And if you count it, it's like do, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And this would be the new 1 here. He keeps that. He's really good with this thumb beat. But then again, I think this might just be fine. So even if I slow this down, I'll get into edit mode here, just so the picture's bigger. Get rid of that. Do we need to see Greg's fingers? Maybe. Is that really the whole thing? Is that my whole screen? It sort of is, isn't it? Yeah, that's right off the edge there. Nothing I can do about that. Oh well. Yeah, okay, where are we here? So we got through the first verse. But here's what it is at like 40%.
Acoustic version.
Okay, so then I'll go back through that verse again. See, that F seems to be on 1. Man, that thumb over is a pain. And that is our change point there. So where is our cursor? We are going to make that at least noticeable. Do that, because now we got to figure this part out, which looks like Is that a B? Can't tell. Put a looper on that. That doesn't sound right. So is that the top part of a ninth chord? Or that is the question. Top part of an A9. Or is that... Boy. Does he have the open string going? Doesn't look like it. Does not look like he's got the open string going there, kids. Well, it's hard to tell, kids. What are the kids gonna do? We may need to open that up in a full-sized window. Got the A on the bottom. Well, it definitely sounds like an A7, but I don't see the fingers lining up the way. So I would say A7. But let us just continue at a more reasonable pace. That's a D7. Okay, so he takes a detour into A Blues.
Acoustic Luna.
Acoustic Luna Girl, ending on an F. So I think we got the understand the chord changes. We just need to map out where the changes happen, and then see if I can zero in on some fingers. Which means I'm going to probably need a magnifying tool and see how we get to A7 out of it. A9. Plus, I need to work on the timing of that, of course. I'll never get that into full production. I don't think I can play that. Hard to tell, though. Let's see what's going on over here. Oh, Starship's ready to launch. Oh, look, there I am. I'm live podcasting. Woohoo! Even YouTube thinks I'm live, which is kind of weird. I don't know what any of this is good for. Let us look for the... What was that guy called? Jake Knudsen, right? Doesn't sound right. Dumpster chicken. There's the dumpster chickens. Let's give this guy another look here and see how close we are with this. Flip-flops. Okay, he's got starting it in the 1, 2. Okay. Looks like he's already got a transcription. All right. Well. Oh, okay. Well, that is cool. They did better than I remembered. It's probably incorrect of me to look at somebody else's channel while I'm doing it. I should give these guys a like. Jay and Jodis, Katie. Hats off to you guys. I guess my transcription would be too late for them. I know it's not even an F over G, would I call that? I think formally that it might be an F over G with no root, but I. Oh, you gotta love guitars. Anyway, I can get rid of that. And I guess that's really all I had. It seems to be lunchtime. I'll still work out Luna Girl a little better. Get the sections marked out, get the chord progression in there at least. I will save what I've done so far. And go back to the list. Of course, nobody is really... How many Greg tunes do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hmm. 10. Well, Angel, should I count that? 11. 12. 13. 14. Oh, that clavy thing. 14. 15. 16. 17, 18, 19, 20. So you've got 20, Greg Koch. Greg Koch. That's right, I need to fix this one too. I need to get busy. Wintertime needs to come so I can do some of this. It's hard to do in summer because there's too much outside stuff to do. Anyway, that concludes our little experiment here in podcasting. So, farewell and adieu, you fair Spanish